Okay, this is Raymond.
And Joey Owens.
And we are in Music Man BBQ, and you're getting ready to watch
Class of 1962.
Berkeley High School reunion, 1962.
63rd
Exactly.
High School reunion.
63 years, right here.
I grew up in Pinopolis. I'm Berkeley born, Berkeley bred, and when I die, I'll be Berkeley dead.
Tell me about Berkeley High School 63 years ago.
It was a wonderful place to go to school, and we had so many good friends, good people in our class. It was just a wonderful class. And I know everybody thinks their crow's the blackest, but we had the best class in that school.
The school at Berkeley High School, 1962 graduate. From there, I went to the Air Force 21 years. I loved it, and I'm doing still. Thank God I'm here today, buddy, because I'd like to see some of the old friends. We really had a good time, and I enjoyed it.
Excellent.
I wish I could go back again.
Excellent.
I'd go back and learn instead of play.
Lily Risher. We've been married for over 52 years, and I'm from Virginia. And we have one son, one grandson. Our grandson is graduating from school this year, thank goodness. We've been to several different countries with the Air Force. We went to Spain, we've been to Germany. We've just been, the last few years, just around Moncks Corner, around home, gardening. He does fishing, gardening, has chickens.
You know, we like almost every one of our folks. The senior trip was a very fun thing. We went to Washington and then on the train, and then took a bus from there to Philadelphia on to New York City. So it was country come to town, and we had a great time. High school was just a good time. We had, I guess, the very first state championship for Berkeley High School was our junior year. So it was just a good time.
And you said you guys like just about everybody, right?
Yeah.
Tell me about the people that was just about.
Well, there was one girl, and we were having our 25th reunion, and she hadn't signed up. So they said, you know, call her and find out if she's coming. She says, no, I'm not coming. I didn't like y'all in high school. What makes you think I'd like you any better now?
I'm Chris Balf. I'm married to Butch Balf. I'm a city person. So we married about 34 years ago. And I worked downtown. I had a consulting business, and then moved my business up here and really got to know the community for the first time. And I am a Berkeley County community person. I love its history. It is rich in Revolutionary War, people, places, and stories. It's a wonderful community, and the United Methodist Church is a core part of our whole situation. So I'm glad we upgraded.
My name is Monty Overson, and I'm a transplantee into this area. I'm originally from Idaho, and I'm here because of my wonderful wife and my first wife.
Dottie Roach Overson. I lived in Pinopolis and Moncks Corner, grew up here, but I was born in North Carolina, in Franklin. And Monty and I are a late in life couple. We've been married for 35 years. And we just have a wonderful life together.
Well, I was married 29 years before my first wife went into Trident Hospital with a terminal disease. Dottie was her nurse, and one afternoon I went in to see my first wife, and she said, Dottie had just left the room, and my first wife said, after I'm gone, I wouldn't care if you wanted to date her. And that's been going on since then.
Wow, that's amazing.
In 1988.
But I had said I would never get married again. And then he talked me into it. He had asked me to marry him a few times, and I always said no. And one afternoon I came home from work, and he had been to the house and left a flower arrangement on the kitchen table with a note that said, "If you won't marry me, may I adopt you so that we can go traveling." And we have been traveling for 35 years.
And isn't that the best?
Absolutely.
I was a majorette, and so I had some exciting trips with the band. Loved football, Berkeley High football. My running mates they're not here. Bertie Green and Ellie Wall, and we got into mischief. But we had a great time. Nothing really bad. It's wonderful to see everybody. I wish the rest of them could be here. It's so good to get together on a happy occasion, not a funeral. And it's priceless.
Harvey Owens, class of '62. Lived in Berkeley County all my life. Oh, it gave me the foundation for the rest of my life. And the people that I was associated with, just a group of friends that I've kept those friendships throughout my life and remember the basis of how we grew up. We all grew up together, and it was a community where there wasn't anybody really rich. We just all were middle class folks. And we didn't know how poor we were back then. Some of these folks I haven't seen in 63 years. Some I have seen at reunions and fought and bump into each other, but it is so good to just get together and see everybody, and actually so grateful to the good Lord that we're still here, you know.
Yeah, I mean, to be at your 63rd reunion, you basically have to be 80, I would imagine.
All of us are 80 or 81, you know, at this point in time, so God's been good to us. We've just lost a couple members in the last year. Yeah, I was a school administrator, so I worked at Hanahan High School and Goose Creek High School, and then ended back up at Berkeley High School and worked there for a number of years. And it was interesting going back where I graduated from, and I'd always told the superintendent I didn't want to go back there until there were no longer any teachers that all knew me previously. But my principal in high school, Mr. Jim Bradley, was always, I consider him like a mentor, because as a school administrator, I would often say to myself, what would Mr. Bradley do in this situation? And I heard someone say earlier that he thought it was the best graduating class from Berkeley High School. And I had on occasion when Mr. Bradley was in his declining years and in the hospital, and he told me that himself. He said that class of 1962 was the best group of young people. He said we had some great kids over the years, but he said that Berkeley High School class of 1962 will be always special in my mind. He said that was a special group, and they were, all of us. I just love everybody in this class. You know, it's a shame we don't get to see each other more, but this is wonderful to be here today, and all of us are able to get here. We're just thankful for that. Well, I can remember that I sat behind this blonde-haired girl in one of my English classes. That goes back a lot of years, you know. Of course, I knew all of Dottie's families and her brothers and sisters and her mom and daddy. And, I just have such fond memories of all of them.
My name is Bobby Leff. I obviously graduated in 1962, and I don't know how I did that, but I did. I went to Palmer College, downtown Charleston. It was a business school, 2 years, got an associate degree in accounting, I went to work part-time at Piggly Wiggly, Carolina, whenever I was still going to school. And whenever I finished school, they offered me a job. I worked there only 43 years. Wow. Wow. I brought them into the computer age. When I started, we were doing all of our accounting manually by hand. And I brought them completely into the computer age. I actually learned how to program the computers and did a lot of that. Had the first PC that anybody in the business ever had. Berkeley High School was strange because we went to elementary school, and they started building the school building out a little towards Pineapolis when I was in the 7th grade. And we went there from the 7th grade through the 12th, but we would go to school out there, and they would have to bus us in for lunch every day that first year as they were continuing to add to the school. Seemed like I sat there most of that 7th grade year watching them build around us, building the gymnasium. Oh, I love coming back here and seeing these people again. I play golf with Butch generally about once a week whenever he gets his back straightened out again. But a lot of these people I don't ever see except whenever we're coming here with this. It's hard to recognize some of them because they're getting old.
Graduated in '62 and went to work at Santee Cooper. Retired there after 20-some years after other jobs. Just stayed home. My husband was in the Air Force and we traveled some. Came back, built a home in New Hope, which is where I'm born and raised.
Get your spiel ready, Stuart.
Everything's been good, and it's so good to see
Anything
everybody
you
here
want to say?
today. Oh, Berkeley High School was wonderful when we were growing up. Yeah, we had one of the best years. Good people, good students, and we've managed to keep contact with a lot of them. Though we're getting older, we're still trying to stay together and see each other. But Berkeley High School was the sports and everything was really good back then. I miss seeing all of these. I only see them once every few years, so I've enjoyed this today.
My name is Stuart Driggers. Went to Berkeley High School.
Class of '62.
I'm 80 years old, and I'm still working every day, 5 days a week.
Emma?
Driggers?
Yeah. Well, Stuart went into school, went into the military. Then we married in 1966. We've been married since.
It's been fun. She's the love of my life. She takes care of me. Well, I was a quiet person in school. I never said anything. Didn't never volunteer for anything unless they called on me. My sister was 4 years ahead of me. She was valedictorian, so all the teachers expected me to be smart. But I told them from day one I wasn't going to be smart. But I made it out. We had a good time and really enjoyed things.
I think you got a Scholastic Achievement Award that year. I think you did all right.
Yeah.
He worked with Berkeley High School even when my child was at a private school as the voice of the Berkeley Stags. He was the original voice of the Berkeley Stags. He did that for many, many years. I could hear him through the woods from Lord Berkeley Academy announcing the ball games for the public school. It was one of the, that was one of the things he really enjoyed very, very much. He had worked with our minister with the radio program for Berkeley High School before that, but he's always been a big Berkeley Stags fan. Yeah. He can barely stand to see green, that Somerville color. It bothers him still. Though he did make friends with McKissick, and he did sign one of his books, autographed it for him.
Well, I get to see some of the classmates and people I haven't seen in a while. A lot of them still live right here. I got to see Harvey again. Harvey's been a really good friend in school, and he's one of the best.
Danny Driggers. I don't know what I can tell you about high school. Yeah, it was fun. It was fun, especially with the classmates that I had. It was very good, and sometimes it might have been a little bad, but Mr. Bradley would take care of that, and so it was, and the teachers were good. Some of them didn't like too much, but later on they you realize they were just doing a job. Back then, I was really timid and shy. But, you know, after I got out of school, then and I went in the Army for a couple of years, and after that, then met this nice lady here. We got married and had 3 kids. So, you know, life was good. And, you know, we look back a lot now, you know, at high school, and I said, you know what's lacking? Discipline. Discipline. And I've always said, I think every man, when they get out of high school, they should serve at least a couple years in the military. Teach them some discipline. So, so it was good, and I got to drive a school bus for part of the year, and got a little money from that. So it was good. It was good. It's good to see them. You know, they don't look the same as they did 63 years ago.
You do, but they don't, right?
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. But yeah, so it's good to see them again. Yeah, they have a good time.
Butch Grunsky. I didn't graduate with these people. I married Joyce Garage. I've seen people I haven't seen in a long time. That's one good thing about it. However, go to the reunions. You look at people in your annual. When you get to the reunion, they don't look the same as they do in the annual. They're a few years older. It's a good day to be in Berkeley County.
I am Joyce Gary. I graduated in 1962. I retired many years ago. I worked at Santee Cooper in the finance department. And since I've retired, I've done several things. I used to cater some, and I quit all that. Now I just run the rows with grandchildren. Oh, I love the grandchildren. I pick them up from school, and of course the first thing they want to do is go get something to eat. We go to Zaxby's and get our food, their food, and take them to soccer practice. And I just don't. They say, well, Joyce, we'll pick up today. I says, oh no, that's my time with the children. You can't do that. Oh, I'm so glad to get here today to visit with my old friends. Some of them I haven't seen in years. I just wish more people would have come out today, but we had such a good time, and we had a good class, and everybody was close, and we just had a good time.
Agnes Campbell. I was Smith, Agnes Campbell, and I've always lived in Moncks Corner. I graduated with all these fine people, and this is my husband, Hugh.
I'm just here for the ride.
And when June the 3rd comes, we'll have been married 52 years, and I tell everybody I've stayed with him this long, so I'm going to try to make it the rest of the way. And we have 2 children. Our son lives in California. He's got 2 boys. He's in the gaming industry, the video gaming, not gambling, video gaming. And our daughter is a music professor at Alabama, Roll Tide. And that's the story. And we've traveled a lot. We've been all over the world. Russia, China, South America, all over Europe, Israel, Jordan, Egypt, Greece, Morocco. I did well in school, but I really didn't like it. I really didn't like school, but I did well. I graduated 3rd in the class, and there were a lot of very wonderful people like Bobby Love in that class. So that's a short take on how I felt about it. I really did. I mean, I loved school in a way, but you know, everybody hates homework and.
Now you tell me what you like about her.
The blonde hair.
He really meant to say everything. Well, he graduated from Somerville High School.
Arch rival.
So you know that was a sort of a no-no.
The house divided.
Yeah, a house divided. Oh yes, and I'm a Carolina fan, and he's a Clemson fan, and we get along just spiffily all year long till football season.
Exactly.
And football season,
I'm going to tell you, it does it to us, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It really does it to us.
I packed my bags. I go duck hunting.
My name is Mildred Quist, and I live in Somerville. Have been living there since 1962. School back then was different than it is now. We had a great relationship with all the students. It was great that we all stayed together kind of as a class, and we would go from one grade to the next. We developed great friendships there, even with the teachers. I think, and the great football team. Berkeley gave all of us a good foundation for life. Being compassionate for other kids. It was just a great school. I want to thank everybody that participated in organizing this. When Joyce called me, it was like, oh yeah, I'd love to do that. I really appreciate them putting in the effort to get everybody together. And it's great seeing everybody again.
I'm Merle Kaiser, and I was born in Moncks Corner, lived there until I went to college, went to Carolina, and after that married. My husband Braxton, he was from Greenwood, and we traveled a little bit, went to Illinois and Charleston, and we've been there now for 53 years. It was great to have neighbors that looked out for you, and just fun having friends and doing fun things. I just wanted to see all of my old friends. I've been to all the reunions, so I was especially looking forward to this and seeing everybody and hearing how they're doing. But we're getting older. So my husband and I will be married 60 years. So I'm like, how did time pass by so quickly? But it's fun to see everybody and come back home, and you just feel that good feeling as soon as you drive back to Berkeley County.
All right, I hope you enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun.
It was fun. Enjoyed it myself.
63 years since high school for those guys.
Go Stags.
Go Stags, Berkeley Stags. Hey, subscribe and like right here on the channel to watch any kind of new videos that pop up here on the YouTube channel.
Sounds good.